Hello everyone, I'm Lauren and welcome to my channel Fab Faith Beauty, where we are cultivating beauty from the inside out. Thank you so much for joining me. We are going to talk about a hot topic. Everybody is talking about this Kaepernick situation. So just in case you're not up to speed on this, I'm going to read very quickly, and excuse me, I'm doing that because of time, but I'm going to read quickly through this USA Today sports article. And it says here, it says, when Colin Kaepernick dropped to his right knee before the national anthem Monday night, another protest commenced here in his hometown. It took place inside Jura's Pizza Parlor about 100 miles east of Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. Okay, and it says two men sitting side by side rose to their feet in the busy restaurant. Then they crossed their arms and stared in silence at a big screen TV showing the image of Kaepernick, the 49ers backup quarterback. While Kaepernick again refused to stand during the Star-Spangled Banner to protest social injustice, the two men stood in the pizza parlor to protest Kaepernick. And it says here, at the same table, a third man, Jeremy Hibbs, sat in defiance across from the two others, even though one of the men was his father and the other was his brother. They got their opinion and I got mine, Hibbs told USA Today Sports as his father and brother looked away. I'm going to back Cap up. Okay, so I'm going to read that last little portion there. He said, they got their opinion and I got mine. Hibbs told USA Today Sports as his father and brother looked away. I'm going to back Cap up. Okay, he gave his opinion. He said he supports Kaepernick. He supports him kneeling during the national anthem, while his brother and his father were really upset about it and super frustrated. And I think that's a perfect indication of what we see going on in the United States today. There is so much division. There is so much just separation in general about so many things, okay? About who I'm going to vote for, about Black Lives Matter or All Lives Matter, about this here, okay? Is he standing? Is he not going to stand? Is he patriotic? Is he anti-patriotic? First of all, I want to say it's his right to kneel if he wants to kneel. And those that have a problem with it honestly need to get over it. That probably sounds super harsh. I know there are people that have served in the military that are super upset about it. They feel as though it's a slap in the face. And what I want to say to you is that your service to our country is greatly appreciated. But don't read too much into what he's doing. It's like you're throwing yourself into a situation that isn't really geared towards you personally. And that's another thing I want to say about America. I feel like Americans are so gosh darn sensitive. When do we become so sensitive that every little thing we just take offense to? We just take everything personally. You know, it's like if we just think that somebody might be, coming for us, so to speak. We're just ready to jump on them and ready to attack. This man is exercising his right, and whether you feel like it's appropriate or inappropriate, he has a right to kneel. There's no law anywhere, in any book, anywhere in the United States of America that says that he has to stand and put his hand over his heart when the national anthem is playing. I mean, plain and simple. And he has his reasons for doing it. Once again, whether you think it's right or wrong. Now, if you want to know my personal opinion, just giving my 2 cents, I think it's his right. Would I do it? Probably not. That's not the way that I would choose to protest injustice in my country. What I want to say to all of this, in this situation, I feel like every one of us has an ability to come together and work to make America so great that not one American citizen would feel the need to kneel instead of stand during their national anthem. We each have an opportunity and a choice to make America so great that everyone would want to stand. If one person in our country feels like they are that hurt behind what is happening in our country that they have to kneel, that's something we need to look at. And instead of attacking him for what he did, we need to come together and say, what can we do so that no one feels that they need to do that ever again? Because obviously we've got some problems in our country. Does anybody hear what I'm saying? My thoughts behind this are that, once again, and I've said this a million times, but we're not connected to the source of love. We're not connected to God. So everybody's super selfish, super ego driven. And that's why everybody's super offended all the time. and just coming against one another. And what I want you to be very aware of is that the enemy wants to come in and cause division. He wants me to hate you. He wants you to hate me. He wants blacks against cops and cops against blacks, and he wants whites against blacks, and he wants all these various just conflicts to be happening. He wants that because it causes confusion. But I'm here today to tell you God said that he's not the author of confusion. So when we see confusion in our country going on, we have to know who is really behind it and who is really at work. So I would admonish every Christian in our country, pray. It's time for us to pray. And not only is it time for us to pray and have faith, but it's time for us to have some action behind our faith. If Kaepernick felt like he needed to kneel in order to make a statement, I understand that he needed to do that, but I would like to see him do, and I don't know a lot about him. I'm not super into sports. I haven't researched him. Maybe he has some different things going on in the disenfranchised communities where he's encouraging young boys and young girls to make a better life for themselves, to get an education and things like that. Maybe he does, but if he doesn't, I would implore him to do that. That's necessary, because we are not ever going to see a change if we aren't the change, if we don't do something. What I'm doing, I'm encouraging people right now to love. That is going to help us. We have to love one another. Stop falling into this trap of division and hate, and all it is everybody bickering on social media about, oh, he shouldn't have done that, he should, and this and that, and he didn't have a right to, and this and that, and how upset you are over all of this. The problem is that we are focusing so much on the problem and we're not finding any solutions. I challenge you that today. Instead of taking to your social media and ranting and raving about, this particular issue or whatever particular issue it is that bothers you because you just don't agree with it and you're just so upset about it and you're just so distraught, instead of doing that, take that time and that energy to figure out a way to make a change. Because your Facebook post is not going to make a change. It's not. It's not. What can you actively do? What can you actively do to make a difference in someone else's life? What can you actively do? I'm a stay-at-home mom. So what do? I teach my children that we are all created equal. I don't want my children to be racist. That's something that I can do just from my home. You might feel like, oh, I can't do anything. I can't, because, and I feel like that because I have 2 small children. So I can't necessarily go out and do some of the volunteerism and things that I want to do in this season of my life. But it starts in the home. The reason why we have racists today is because people are being taught to be racist in their home. They're being taught to be racist from a child. They're being taught to stereotype and all of that. So that's got to stop. That's got to stop. And if you're guilty of it, shame on you. Shame on you. Teach your children that God is love, that we are created in his image. And he said that we're created in the likeness and image of God. It says that in his word. So I'm created in his image and likeness just like you are. So the moment you start downing me because of the color of my skin, you're downing God. Y'all better get it together. Y'all better stop it. Stop it today. Let's start loving. It starts at home. That's my whole point in all of this. It starts at home. It starts with love, and it starts with God. You guys be blessed. Take care, and I will see you next time on Fab Faith Beauty. Bye-bye.